Hi there, my name is Emily, and today I'm going to go over a couple of signs that we use in our toddler yoga class. So with toddler yoga, since we start about 2 years old, sometimes I've even had children that are about 18 months. So those are not speaking or not speaking more than a couple words. So it's very helpful that I like to incorporate that throughout our class so that they can actually learn some communicative language as well as kind of keeping up as well as they're starting to communicate and start to produce their words developmentally. So I wanted just to go over a couple of the signs that you'll see me use throughout my classes. So something that you can notice or see at home, something you might be able to learn with your kiddo as they're starting and learning to talk to. But if you don't know who I am, this video is just talking about some of the sign language that I do in my classes. So if you don't do toddler yoga and you're still interested in some toddler signs, this would be a great video. But if you are one of my students before and I've taught your kiddo, this is just an informational video for you just to get to know a little bit more of the backstory of the signs that you might see me in class. So this is just an educational video for you. I hope you enjoy it and we'll get started. Okay, so the first sign, probably very popular, you've seen it before, but when you're all done with something. So at the beginning of class or when we go throughout our activities, and I know we do go through them quite quicker just because we have toddlers and they have a very small attention span, but whenever we are all done with something, I will be signing all done. So in order to do that, all you do is you put your palms facing you, so your hands are this way, and then you rotate them this way. All done. So that is something that I incorporate all at the beginning of my class when we're all done with what we're doing and we're gonna clean up. So for clean up, this is the motion for clean. So I just do it twice for representing clean up. So that is our first two signs when we get started in class. Clean up is a great one, and all done is just great to incorporate in your home if they are all done with whatever they're eating or if they're all done with an activity and you guys need to clean up. So that's just something that I incorporate. That's just good sign for communication in general. The next one is we have what's called, they're just kind of music eggs in class. So for the sign for music, I have my palm out flat like this, and then this other hand, which is your dominant hand, will kind of wave, kind of like you're a director of a choir. So this is kind of symbolizing music. So we do have music in our class. You might see me sign this a couple times, but those music eggs is what I talk about. So what I normally do is I have my music like this, and then I sign egg. So for egg, you're kind of like this, crisscrossing your fingers. So you knock your other finger and then the egg comes out. So it's kind of representing cracking an egg. So you'll have these two fingers out, you'll have your other hand, your dominant hand, knocking your hand, whoop, there's my egg. So I'll be like, we are all done with an activity. We're gonna clean up our music eggs. So that's kind of the first part of our class. We kind of clean up and everybody works together. This is the sign for together, working together to clean up before we get started for some yoga. So those are kind of the first couple. After that, we also have signs like if we want to do more at an activity. So you take both of your fingers together and then you tap them together and you say more. Some toddlers, most of the time, they want more of their snack at story time or more of a book. So we'll go over that one too. Book, you put your hands together and just like you are opening and closing a book. So this is a book. What I love about ASL, it honestly makes so much sense, right? It looks like a book. So this is our sign for book. So some people want more book or they want more music. So those are a couple of things. Other things I like to do in class is if a student helps me clean up, for example, we say thank you. So you tap your chin like this. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for helping me clean up. Thank you. So those are some other signs you might see. And then from there, I think we'll go into kind of signs we do for some yoga poses. Okay, a couple more signs that we do in class when we move through transitioning, whether we're going from the zoo to the farm or the farm to a musical theater or whatever creative thing that we're doing in that class. We go through transitioning with a bus, and that bus can go really, really fast or can go really, really slow. So in that transition, I always like to cue fast. So it's like the little fingers out like this, and then bring it back close. So fast, so we can go really, really fast, or we can go really, really slow. So you have your arm out in front of you, and you just slowly bring it down. The other thing we do is we kind of stop in between the two of them. So sometimes we'll go fast and then we'll stop, and then we'll go slow and then we'll stop. So those are some signs you might commonly find in our class. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about were some yoga pose signs. So we do a lot of animal poses in our toddler yoga. One of them, which is a fan favorite, is called frog pose. So for frog, you have your 2 fingers and your thumb underneath your chin like this, and you're opening it, those 2 fingers, opening them like a frog, almost like that's its ribbit. So we do froggy pose. We also do cow pose, so very common. You'll have your kind of in like a hang loose sign up by your forehead, and then this is our cow pose. And then another pose that we have is horse pose. So another one close to the forehead. You'll take your thumb and then your 2 fingers, and then you'll bend your fingers. Horse. We have a horsey pose. We have a kitty cat pose or a cat pose. So you'll take one of your hands, you'll pinch kind of here like these are whiskers, and then pull them apart. So pinching those whiskers, we have a kitty cat. I have seen it both fingers too, I think, but most kiddos can probably just do one kitty cat pose. And then other poses that we have for animals will be snake pose. So for snake, you have kind of these 2 fingers squinched down, and you can either have it, I've seen it at your mouth like a snake, making the snake slithering motion, or you can do it off to the side. So a snake pose. And then the final pose that we do in class, very popular, is downward dog. This one is a little harder, I think, for kids, and I don't really sign it that often, but this is gonna be dog. So it's kind of like snapping. Most kiddos probably can like maybe make this motion, but this will be dog. And then I also have seen for younger kiddos like patting your legs, like come here, dog. So you could do dog on your leg, or you could do dog with your fingers like that. So those are our animal yoga poses. We went over our transitional sign languages that we use when we move throughout our class, and then we kind of went over some of the stuff that we do at the beginning. But I hope this video was informational for you, something that maybe you can incorporate with your toddler at home, and I hope to see you in one of my classes soon. Well, that includes all the signs that I incorporate throughout class. I do throughout new signs whenever we're doing a themed class, like leprechaun. We did a leprechaun themed class, which was really fun. We talked about magic. So if the theme has a particular topic, I always like to research and make sure I can sign and add more signs based on what class we're doing. But I hope this was kind of like the basics of some sign language for you and your little one, maybe something that you can incorporate at home. And then when you come back to a class, you can kind of understand what we're doing and participate signing in class too if you're interested. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you and your little one in class. Have a good day.